So here we go. Soin versus MichaeL. Last game of the day. Let's hop in. Who's gonna make it into the semifinals in TeD Cup 5? It's gonna be one of these Koreans, and we'll be facing 1-0, by the way, in the next round. Not an easy opponent by any means. Starting off on Northern Isles on the wintry, wonderful map made by... what was their name again? Kato, I think. I think it was Kato. And we see a Farseer Headhunter built by Soin, which is all the rage recently. I can tell you from personal experience, at least on ladder, Farseer Headhunter play rate from orcs is like 95%. About 95%. Even Tom started playing Farseer Headhunters. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, all the rage recently seems to be very popular and certainly also very strong. And for that reason, we have a fast fiend build by MichaeL. This build is designed to counter Farseer Headhunters. In my opinion, it's the best build against Farseer Headhunters. It does have some weaknesses though. It's a late tech, it's a late second hero. But the big benefit of it is you can fight against the Farseer Headhunters right away. You're going to have 2 and shortly after 3 Fiends out very early on. And then you can trade hits against the Farseer and the Headhunters, especially if you have level 2. One trick you can do on this map is pull out the green camp here first, because the Farseer normally will want to go for this camp at the beginning. But Soin here is playing very aggressively, wants to harass the Fiends instantly. And the old school standard build for Undead was a TeD Fiend build, just with DK and skeletons early on, delaying the Fiends by a long time. And against that build, especially the Farseer harass is super strong, because you can not really fight against that too well. But here you can see, right away, 2 Fiends are out, and it's a lot easier to deal with the Wolves. And the Headhunters that are about to come in. You want to go for 3 Fiends right away to have good firepower early, and that will delay the tech by quite a bit, as we can see. Orc tech is already started. Something I discovered recently is when you play fast Fiends against Farseer Headhunters, the lumber is super important. So, what is it? I mean, MichaeL wants to attack now, and you want to make the next ghoul right away. The third ghoul. And ideally you want to have the graveyard in a good position to have lots of lumber around it. And here it's not the greatest. Because you want to be able to go into Dark Ranger on tier 2, and then tier 3 very fast, and importantly, Slaughterhouse right after. And if the ghouls weren't harvesting lumber very efficiently, then your Slaughterhouse is going to be delayed, and it's going to make a lot of things a lot more difficult. So I think with this Headhunter style that we see here, it might be pretty smart for the Farseer to retreat during nighttime, go around the bend, and harass the Undead main to kill Acolytes or Ghouls. Could be very good. But this oftentimes costs the TP as well, which is pretty annoying. The early game for Soin though not too bad. I think MichaeL was not bold enough to go for the creeps. He only killed a single creep so far. With this opening, ideally, you want to be able to creep the camps a little bit faster. Maybe even sacrificing some health, some mana for it. On level 2, the Undead army with the aura gets a lot stronger. And MichaeL now is just going to give up the green camp, it seems.
The player's forces are under attack.
Soin could think about stealing the Tuskar camp, but he wants to rather keep playing aggressively. Oh, Ritual Dagger. Pretty early on. It's not going to be too effective here, though. And the aura is definitely missing here for MichaeL. Ideally, with this build, you want to be able to get level 3 DK quickly, but against Farseer pressure, unlikely. But not getting level 2 is really painful. I think the mistake for MichaeL was moving out here. When he saw that the Farseer was coming to his main, he should have just crept the green camp. And if he had invested some coils, he should have been able to do it. Alright, Dark Ranger comes out. What do we have on the other side? TC or Shadow Hunter is the choice here, and Soin goes for the more late game focused TC. Throwing in a Bestiary as well, going tier 3. Oh, no tier 3 yet by MichaeL. Going for Burrow early and a Slaughterhouse, delaying his tier 3 by a long time. Which means the Lich Third is going to be very, very delayed. Soin splitting his forces into 2 groups, that's kind of cool. Farseer harassing here with a couple of Headhunters, slowing down the Undead creeping. Because the Undead creeping on tier 2 is also very powerful because the Dark Ranger will create a lot of skeletons. Oh, TC coming over. He's gonna be level 2 here. Perfect level 2. And now he's gonna have the Stomp to use as well. But the skeletons right now are pretty strong for MichaeL. The problem for the Undead is he still doesn't have the aura himself. That Stomp looks like a mistake, but honestly it's correct. You need to take care of these skellies. They do a lot of damage over time. MichaeL gonna have to retreat. Again, not having the aura. Very, very painful. I think that was the biggest mistake so far by MichaeL this game. Going for the aura this late. And the late tier 3 is not necessarily a mistake, but unusual. Not much creeping so far this game. Soin going for the enemy lab, which is a nice camp to take away. But it's not the most efficient camp. It takes a long time to kill. It doesn't give you the best item. Ring of Regen. Meh. And the big 2 camps in the middle are still available. Normally with Farseer Hunters you want to grab map control early and then take some of these middle camps. But now we have the aura for the DK and that changes a lot.
A player's forces are under attack.
The 2 middle camps are still available, which is kind of crazy. Farseer is still only level 1, really not too strong. The Dark Ranger gets her own level 2, and I think MichaeL now should just go to the middle and creep these camps. The Shadowhunter should be coming in soon. Yeah, Shadowhunter started already, and we're gonna have Hex coming into the mix in a moment as well. That's gonna make a big, big difference. Right now for the TC, actually, this Ring of Regen is very good. He was tanking a lot of damage. But MichaeL gets the big item in the middle, and it's a Mana Stone, which is wonderful. Soin doesn't want to give up the second big camp, so the Shadowhunter should be coming into the middle here, ready to harass. Could even go for an Orb of Lightning, which might be good. Or just for a tiny Great Hall, honestly. I think tiny Great Hall could be pretty smart here. Well. Just bringing some heal selves. Not quite enough money for the tiny. And yeah, I think wise choice here by MichaeL to abandon the middle without a Lich. It's very dangerous to fight, and this Lich, as pointed out earlier, very, very delayed. It's going to be hard for him to creep anything. DK still not level 3. The slow creeping of the early game really kneecapped this Death Knight. And now, the most valuable corner of the map by far is top left. We have the lab, we have the scorpions, we have the red, we have this one, and the natural. I think it's a mistake here by Soin to go over here. He could just go over here. This is where all the juice is. This is where all the bounty is. He's gonna go to the red camp. That's gonna open up so much of the map to freely be crept by MichaeL, and yeah, I think that was not the right movement. Not the correct movement for Soin.
A player's forces are under attack.
DK finally got level 3. And the Dark Ranger's gonna get level 3 here as well, which is a big deal. These level 2 skeletons against headhunters are very, very strong. Oftentimes also they soak up the stomps. And there it is, Dark Ranger 3. Lich with some pretty good items. Got some claws, got the mantle. What did Soin get? Hood of Cunning for the shadow is pretty good. But there could have been better items. Yeah, I like this move by MichaeL. He knows the Orc army is so far away, he can sneak the red camp right now. And this is what I was pointing out with Soin. He went into the bottom right corner. Yeah, he got the red camp, but he is so far away from anything else. So super far away. But okay, MichaeL is only going to get the item. May have to TP out of this, depending on how this goes. Lich gets level 2. That's a good level up for him. He's going to have Frost Armor now as well. Does MichaeL want to take this fight? Destroyer morphed, and MichaeL is not backing up. TC getting silenced at the beginning. He is level 4. This TC is certainly pretty strong. Lining up for the perfect stomp, waiting for the silence to be over, and there it is! Great stomp coming in. The Destroyer whew, almost goes down. Ah! And I'm lagging. No! What's going on? Did I disconnect? No, I'm still connected. Hello? Okay. Oh, reconnect. Oh boy, okay. That was a crazy spike. Alright, we're back in, boys. Now, what happened is, what did happen? MichaeL TP'd out. The Dark Ranger died. And MichaeL is sneaky expanding in the bottom right. But Soin, ready for the tiny Great Hall? That's a great thing about Orc. If you have 600 gold, you can just instantly expand. Boom. On tier 3, that is. Armor upgrades coming in for the Fiends as well. I like, oh my god, 3-0 already on these Fiends. What the hell? That's super fast. Berserker's also on 3-0. No armor upgrades there yet. Shadow level 3, Faustia level 3, TC level 4.5. Really good levels for Soin. The Lich is not level 3 yet. I definitely favor Soin's levels by a good amount. I mean, they're just straight up better. They're just straight up higher. Oh, but this expansion is going to be a surprise. It's going to be a lot of focus fire potential. In the late game, Orc has scary hero focus. With Stomp into Hex into Stomp. So you need a Destroyer against the Hex. You absolutely need it. And the art of it is to keep it in a good position to not lose it right away against the Berserkers. For that reason, I'd like to see 1 or 2 Raiders. Just to throw the Ensnare on the Destroyer. If the Ensnare lands, the Destroyer is 100% dead. Another Wand of Illusion. We've seen lots of those from Soin. PC with the Mana Potion as well. And looking for the big stomp. Oh, the Shadowhunter was in a bad position. The Silence didn't hit him, though. The Shadowhunter able to heal himself. And here comes the damage train. We even have Wyvern now also benefiting from those 3 attack upgrades. And MichaeL. Ooh, in trouble now. The big Orc army is online. We do have the heal potion here, healing up the DK once again. But Soin has hardly lost any units so far. Throwing out a couple of hexes, because why not? The TC has more stomps to use here with his mana potion. Also the Wand of Mana Sealing still active. And MichaeL is getting destroyed in this fight. Stomp. DK dead. And that should be game. Shadowhunter was close to dying here, but he will survive. With Heal Wave and Speed Scroll, he was able to make it out. And that fight clearly goes to Soin. 1-0 lead for the Orc. Looked decent there for MichaeL for a while. He kept up with the creeping fairly well. He was able to get his own expansion. He was able to creep quite a bit of the map. But in the end, Soin takes it. Takes map 1 anyways. Yeah, I think he was just way too slow with DK level 2. If you were to get DK level 2 quickly, you can trade way better, and you can creep up to level 3 pretty fast, and then you get the Dark Ranger, and then with 5 Fiends plus Dark Ranger, you can solo creep her to level 3 fast. And if you have Dark Ranger level 3 quickly, you can pressure the map pretty well. I think MichaeL just got distracted a bit too much. When the Farseer is hanging around, this doesn't mean in the early game you always have to chase the Farseer. You always have to chase the wolves. Sometimes you just want to engage the creep camp, let the Farseer come in. Maybe trigger a couple of ensnares on the wolves, on the headhunters. But yeah, Soin here looking solid. He's been playing this style for a long time. Like, quite a few orcs. And MichaeL trying to counter with fast fiends. It didn't quite work out on map 1. Map 2 is Last Refuge, which is also a very good map for fast fiends. A lot of people here joining this lobby. Oh my god, we have like 15 people in this lobby. Everyone wants to see this game. Who's going to be winning? Who's going to be joining the round of 4? We have 1 Korean, 1 Russian, and 1 Chinese so far in our semifinals. We're going to have 1 more Korean making it through here with Soin or MichaeL. But that late game looked very, very clearly in favor of the Orc. It seems like the later the game goes, the higher the supply and hero levels grow, the better it seems to be for the Orc. Which was always the way it was, like also in Blade Master days. Maybe going for more of a crisp tier 3 timing around 55-60 supply might be better. And I gotta say, delaying that Lich, I'm not a big fan. I think if you play Fast Fiends, you want to go Dark Ranger second, right away on the Tavern, and then tier 3 instantly into Slaughterhouse. And delay your Burrow. That Burrow costs quite a bit of lumber. Alright, we're ready for map 2. I'm kind of speedrunning through these games today. We've only been online for not even 3 hours, dude. It's been going fast. We did have 1-2-0 today with Hawk against... I always forget his name. Mengbala. And off we go. Map number 2. Can Soin close it out already, or is MichaeL gonna bring it back? Last Refuge shall tell us. Different build this time by MichaeL. Okay. Doesn't trust the Fast Fiends anymore. Gonna go for a Ghoul build. And that is very interesting. There's 2 options here. A. Go for Cryptlord Fast Expo, which is a high risk, high reward strategy. If the Expo comes up and you make it to tier 2, you basically win the game. But that can oftentimes fail as well. Or B, go DK Ghouls, rush tier 3, go triple hero with Lich Dark Ranger, and go mass Frenzy Ghouls and Destroyers. Which is a really fun playstyle. You can also play that with Dreadlord, something that Happy was doing for a little bit. Very fun style, very active, super fast, and super explosive. But very hard to play. And also, pretty hard to deal with Wyvern on tier 2 if you're going Ghoul Destroyer. What's the hero? What's the hero? Crypt Lord. Okay. Now, as Juan showed us before, you can also make Crypt Lord 1 base work. But that's very hard. Very hard against Headhunters, if the Orc pressures properly. By the way, Say So coming in with 2 donations saying, "Hi Remo, you are very handsome and I want to make love to you." And with the second donation, "Hi Remo, I love you, handsome boy. I hope we can one day go for a coffee." Well, we can go for a beer, bro. Hell yeah. I would love to go to New Zealand. Visit Hobbiton. And visit Wanganui, where Quinn69 lives. One of my favorite streamers. New Zealand seems like a cool place, but it's so far away, dude. It's so fucking far away. It's like 20-hour flight or something. Oh, we have to convince ESL to make a tournament happen in New Zealand, dude. That would be poggers. Matthew McJoy, thank you for the 3-month resub, says, "I would choose the beer version." Hell yeah. It's a man after my own taste. So, Sacrificial Skull. We're gonna expand, boys. Does not sell the TP. So I'm not starting the tech yet. In the past, we used to see double barracks a bit. Double barracks, mass tier 1 headhunters. One Acolyte possibly gonna go down. Oh! Nice save. Nice swap. But the Acolyte will die. Oh, could perhaps surround this Farseer. Ah, if he had been faster with these ghouls, he could have surrounded the Farseer. So, one Acolyte goes down, and this expansion is decently delayed already. Is he gonna change gears here and just go for the tech now? Thank you, Party Pete, with a 15-month resub. Much appreciated. Oh, there it is. Tech instead. Okay. Very important for Soin here to keep playing aggressively. You don't want to leave the Crypt Lord alone. You don't want to give him level 3 for free. If he gets level 3, things are going to get a lot more complicated. Those level 2 beetles are super good at either fighting or pushing the base or just to continue to creep. MichaeL, if he was left alone, could creep very well, but actual trading, actual skirmishing right now, he can't do well at all because he only has ghouls, which are slow without aura, and these headhunters would come out on top easily.
A player's forces are under attack.
And it's not a very good beginning here for MichaeL. And once you have 5 headhunters, you can basically creep everything. And here on this map, you can get the 2 middle camps with the 2 consumables. No problemo. But Soin gave some time to the Crypt Lord. He would love to continue to harass here in a moment, but he doesn't right now know where MichaeL is. MichaeL could be here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here. So, there's a lot of spots right now. That could be a possibility, but MichaeL is at the most predictable one. Which has not been scouted yet. Ring and gloves for the Crypt Lord is okay-ish items. And Soin is doing this well. Using the Wolf, which is faster than in the entire army of MichaeL. And making sure that MichaeL isn't getting away with any greedy camps. If MichaeL starts creeping this, Soin is ready for the creep jack. And this is a very good play. You don't just want to run after your opponent and hope that you're going to creep jack him. You want to creep camps close to him. And if he starts creeping a camp that you can jack, then you go in. So very good play by Soin. Very good scouting. Which is enabled by these wolves. And now he's going to have level 3 in a moment. Oh, that's a sad impale. Just to get one single headhunter. He is going to get it. That's not enough for level 3. Ooh, one experience missing.
A player's forces are under attack.
One more Skelly will do it to give this Farseer level 3. The Farseer who never had to go for any shop items That's of course the big benefit of playing Farseer. You have the wolves to tank all the damage, so you don't have to go for a shop. You can save tons of gold, which is what makes this strategy so cost efficient. That's why we have tier 3 already coming, and a totem, and a bestiary. And the TC is gonna say hello now as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
MichaeL beginning to go into fiends, but it just seems so slow. It just seems like such a slow strategy. MichaeL trying for the Merc Camp creep, but he's gonna get swiftly creep jacked. There's no speed throw on Soin, wow. Oh, he steals the last hit! With the Farseer right click, he gets the last hit. Item, however, does go to MichaeL, Remo the Magi, good for him. Oh, and a surround with a wolf summon. Oh, not quite, okay. It was close. But the Crypt Lord gets out, the Crypt Lord who's still not level 3. And the wolves now chasing after the fiends. Again, the movement speed is an issue for the Undead. He doesn't have the Unholy Aura yet, and now he gets the surround. And it's gonna have to be a TP. Farseer might be forced into the Invul Potion. It's pretty greedy by Soin, not wanting to use it here. Oh, J-Lightning! Forces the TP there in the end. And the Fiend did go down, falling to the wolves. TC is gonna get level 2 here now from the rest of this camp, and Soin is absolutely destroying this game. Whew. MichaeL struggling hard. This is valuable game tape, by the way, for 120, who we're gonna see facing Soin tomorrow. 120 plays a very interesting style. A pretty... I don't know if greedy is the right word.
A player's forces are under attack.
Low tempo is the right word. A low tempo style of going TeD Fiends into a late game transition with Frenzy Ghouls. So basically 2 Fiends into Frenzy Ghouls, triple hero, and then tier 3 timing. And that has looked pretty good recently. He was able to beat Lawlight's Orc in the round of 16 of this tournament with it. But of course, Lawlight, no main race Orc. Not his forte. And didn't play that game too well, I want to say, if I'm being honest. Cryptlord finally got level 3, but the DK is still level 2. And Soin did a great job creeping the camps outside the Undead main away. So the safe camps are all gone. And MichaeL is just playing this entire game from behind. Such a huge lead for Soin. He could just go for a tiny Great Hall now if he wants. But presently, he rather wants to creep. 700 gold, bro. Make a Shadow Hunter. What's going on? What of Cunning is not that great. But the TC got level 3, which was the big deal. Still no Shadow Hunter. DK finally gets to level 2. The medallion is great for the Crypt Lord. But the levels are still a problem. If the Crypt Lord was 4 and the DK was 3, this would be a very different story. Like, if these Undead heroes get to 4-3-3, they are super strong. But MichaeL was slowed down so much in the early and mid game, he's just playing from a huge deficit. But Soin not going for a Shadow means he's not going to have any heal wave, which can be a big late game problem. Also, he's been sitting on so much gold this whole time.
A player's forces are under attack.
One upgrade on the Berserkers. Could easily go for some more upgrades. Going for Walker Master Training. Again, the movement here by Soin pretty weird. He should be scouting ahead with the wolves, and if he sees that these camps are gone, he shouldn't really be here. He should be over here. This is where all the big camps are. So Soin playing a good game for the most part, but his late game creep patterns leave a little bit to be desired.
Town is under siege.
Oh, perfect sentry ward placement. Sees the Island Expo. 900 gold for Soin.
Forces are under attack.
What's he waiting for? TZ almost level 4. And the DK now almost has level 3. Cryptod almost has level 4. Lich about to get level 2. Giving the intelligence items not to the Crypt Lord is kind of surprising. Alright, in we go. First stomp hits, but the DK is ready with the coil. Impale comes in, but it was only level 1 Impale. Oh, the Destroyer falls. That was a big deal. And we have Master Training, so the Walker is just revived. And I think it might finally be time for the Tiny Great Hall.
A player's forces
Indeed.
are under attack.
And now we have the Shadow. Why is the Shadow so late? It seems weird. Maybe he wanted to get really high levels on his first 2 heroes. The Shadow is actually pretty good late game just with level 1 with Hex. And Farseer 5 is good. And TZ5 is of course crazy good. But Shadow level 3 is also pretty nice. Well. Here we go. Farseer 5. Wolves would be the usual choice. You could also go Chain Lightning. With that much mana, Chain Lightning might not be a bad idea.
A player's forces are under attack.
If you're really mana starved, Wolves are definitely better, but if you have tons of mana like this Farseer, Chain Lightning can be pretty good. Thank you, FK69 with the 38-month resub. Alright, Cryptod level 4. He's got a Health Stone. I think this medallion should definitely be on the Cryptod, though.
A player's forces are under attack.
1 heal scroll on Soin. TC is very tanky. Oh boy. 6.6 armor and evasion and 1200 hit points. I think he's been eating some strength tomes. DKL 66 supply. Where is it though? Not everything with the army yet. Oh, and Soin comes in from behind. Very good flank here. Hitting the undead from behind where it hurts. Coil on the Lich. Good save. This is a perfect Impale setup for the Crypt Lord. Not using it yet. Waiting to line it up perfectly. That was not the best one, but he's trying to take out the Shadowhunter right away, which certainly worked. Investing a lot of mana to take out that hero. Going for the DK right after, and he is going down as well. No invul, no health pot to keep this Death Knight alive. Lots of heroes dying here right away. And the Crypt Lord might be next on the list. The damage keeps stacking up. The healer is gone. The GG is called, and Soin is our winner with 2-0.